guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ray, Boys and the Toys. Alright guys, we're gonna keep it moving. But as you can see right here, when Safeco came in to pretty much gut the damage that was done to the flood, they cut about a 12-inch or 1 foot gap off the floor. And I understand why they did that, all right? Again, when the water gets into that drywall, it sucks up all that moisture, and just getting rid of it, you don't have to worry about mold. All right, so that bottom half of that drywall is already damaged, and doing a 1 foot cut makes sense because you get a 4x8 sheets, cut it long, you can pretty much just replace that one section cheaply, maybe, as I see. I'm hoping. All right. So that's what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now is replacing. I already did one section, and what I'm doing is the inside walls right now. All right, I have to go back to the exterior wall and go up a little higher because I have to tie in the insulation, and I got to put a new vapor barrier and tie a new one connecting to the old one. But that's a future video, and I'll show you that. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to show you again, if you flood damage, this is what you can expect. Show you how to do it, what tools you're going to need. Some basic tools, guys, you're going to need. Most of all, identify what type of drywall you have in your house. Now, I guess a blue board, because later on I'm going to have to hire a professional plaster to come in here and try to match the texture of the walls to the bottom half. So I got blue board. That's required for that type of installation. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna set up the camera, I'll show you what I'm doing, do a little time lapse, and that's pretty much it. So please consider like, subscribe, and let's go. Alright guys, to start off now, to do this repair, these are the things you're gonna need. Alright, to start off with the basic thing, you're gonna need a drywall, alright, or gypsum board, or whatever it is that you're replacing. That's what you're gonna need, number one. Number two, I highly recommend, especially if you're a DIYer and you like doing the work and you're doing construction on your house or your apartment or whatever it may be, I highly recommend picking up a T-square for your wallboard. I use this so many times. I had this T-square for over, I'm gonna say over 20 years. All right, and I always use it, all right, when doing constructions and replacing the wall, whatever it may be, you're always gonna use it. So highly recommend to put it in your toolbox or in your garage. Pick one up, all right? Again, and all these suggestions, guys, there will be part lists in the bottom. There will be affiliate links. Please consider using those affiliate links. It does support this channel, and I do greatly appreciate it, okay? So let's keep it moving. Of course, need a pencil, box cutter, and I definitely recommend getting one of these. I call them a cheese grater. All right, what it is, it takes the rough edges or sand down the edges once you cut it, or you have to take a little more off to make it fit. Highly recommend picking one of these up. All right, definitely when you're doing drywall, gotta have one of these. Need a drywall screw gun or nailing, and screw nails is just as good. I just happen to have one. Love this machine. Of course, drywall screws and tape measure. And also, this is something I highly recommend. Just run and pick you up some ant or roach or killer, all right? And again, I'll show you why I'm using this, why you should, if you're replacing walls, especially after a flood damage, you pick up something like this also. And I'll show you how I'm utilizing this. So this is the part list, and let's go to the next step. All right, guys, as you can see, I got my T-square, and I'm doing a 1 foot section replacement. I already measured it out 1 foot down here, and this is where this T-square comes in handy. Gives you a nice straight edge. So what you do, just line it up to that line that you marked. Have a nice sharp box cutter. And you're just gonna score the top of the paper. That simple. Again, guys, this is how I'm doing it. I'm pretty sure you'll get the professional drywall, sorry, drywall installer, they say, oh, I'll do it this way or do it that way, or that's a waste of time, or you can do it faster. Guys, this is the way I'm doing it. So if you have a better way to do it, fine. Show us, do your video, show out how you do it, and we'll take your tip. All right, and that's it, guys. All right, so it's scored. What I like to do is just come across here just to connect that piece that doesn't, and that's it. Okay, and that's it. I wouldn't drop it. I kind of lost it, but it's not gonna hurt it. But that's it. We're snapping it. Let's separate it. Remember I talked about that boric acid, or this is when you want to use it. All right. Now, being down, we're down here. We had a flood, and down here in Virginia Beach, a lot of moisture. So before you seal this up, I recommend taking some of this and just sprinkle it in here. Again, it prevents any ants or whatever it may be that may want to find a way behind the walls, and eliminating that. So don't skip on this tip right here. Very inexpensive. Just throw some down in here and you don't have to worry about any ants, at least in this section of your house. Okay. And as you can see, it's kind of high in certain locations, which is okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna mark the high spots with a pencil. All right, guys, let me explain to you what I'm doing here. Now, I got my high and low spots marked out with a pencil. So what I'm gonna do, save some time, I'm coming back with a hacksaw, and I'm gonna go along that line just to take some of this material out. All right, so I'm gonna go across the line, shave it off. Now be careful when you use this technique not to cut into your wires or your pipes. So I'm gonna take my time, take some of this off, drop it down, and then come back with the cheese grater and sand it down to get a nice fit. So I'm gonna put that on time lapse, and we're gonna keep it moving. of my replacement part with my cheese grater, I call it, to get that nice tight fit. All right. Okay. So that's how it looks. Nice tight fit. Fits perfectly. So what I'm gonna do now, before I even attempt to screw these in, I suggest, hey guys, mark your studs on the floor. All right, so you're not fishing on where the screw to go to. Carpenter square, and all you're gonna do, I suggest, is line up your carpenter square to the base where your stud is, and just make a line. All right, I suggest making 2 lines. All right, indicating, or even 3. All right, and what I'm doing, I'm making a line for the edge, edge, and center, and that will be on my floor. So when I come with my screws, I know I'm within these 2 lines and close to center. I'm gonna hit that stud. All right, and you also can go on top of the drywall if you want to. Also, so that's another way. Okay. Because remember, this can be repainted anyway. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So either or, the floor or the wall, your choice. And once that's all marked up, so you can put your replacement piece in. Make sure you run it to your edge and screw it in. All right, so we'll keep it moving. Together. Now let me give you a tip. All right. Now when recovering from a flood again, when they cut it, now your joist here, usually these corner studs here or corner joints here, we have a metal strip that's here to help prevent the corner being damaged. All right. So they're gonna cut that. So instead of trying to replace the whole thing, which you don't want to do, I suggest, well, I found the tool invaluable, is one of these, a rotary tool, all right, with a cutting blade. And what I did is simply went up with this cutting blade and cut that metal strip off. So it gives me a nice clean edge. So when I do a replacement, all I'm doing is just taking it and button it against it and tap it in, and it's done, all right? So you don't have to do the whole thing. So again, invaluable tool. Again, I did an unboxing of this. Check out that video. I'll put a link someplace below or in top about this tool. Again, one of those tools that you don't use that often, but when you do have it and need it, it's ideal, and it's definitely an ideal situation for this type of tool. All right. So, and I have to do it for the whole house below. Cut that flush cut so I could butt my piece against it. So, just want to give that tip to you. Figuring how to do it, get this tool. Okay guys, I want to show you a mistake I made, all right, and learn from my mistake. Now, when I laid this replacement piece here, I didn't take notice on how this drywall was applied to the wall. All right, as you can see, I took this all the way down to the edge here, all right, and that was a mistake. All right, I should match it the way this drywall is being applied to this wall. All right, what's happening, I'm out a little too far. All right, this should stop, this piece should be behind this one. All right, so when I apply my corner, everything lines up perfectly. All right, and I didn't do that. So what I'm gonna have to do, which is not a big deal, I'm gonna have to just cut, say, about a 1/2 inch off of this here, So it'll be behind this wall here. So when I put that piece on, it's flush. So keep in mind when we're doing a replacement piece, how the top piece lines up at the corner, all right? I didn't notice that until now. And I just want to give that tip to you so you don't make the same mistake. So let me just get this fixed and keep it moving, all right? Okay guys, I cut it down to size, and as you can see, by taking off that little piece, less than an inch, now everything lines up pretty well to the existing corner. So that's all you're looking to do. So, and don't worry about anything, because again, this is a corner piece, and when they mud it and plaster it, you'll never tell that this is a joint here. Well, you shouldn't tell. All right, so all I'm doing, just gonna throw a couple screws here on each side. So guys, this is just a quick video. All right, I'm gonna push on. Again, stay with me. This is a big series. I'm gonna show you step by step on how I'm getting my parents' house back in order. All right, so consider like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.